Hello, everybody, and welcome to Storm Raids. And today we're going to be talking about some February new releases. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to talk about some February new releases. Just remember that there are probably way more than what I'm going to talk about. These are just some that I thought were interesting or I am looking forward to. I kind of put some of my anticipated reads with some others that I think sound interesting, but I'm not necessarily anticipating. I'll start with middle grade and then I will move on to anything that might be young adult or adult. I put those together. Sometimes I have young adult, sometimes I don't, but if I do, they're mashed together. And yeah, so I have quite a few actually. So this could be a little bit longer than normal. I'm going to try to keep my yapping to a minimum and everything, but you know how I am. So, grab you something to drink, a snack, or whatever, and just, you know, enjoy. Okay, so the first middle grade book I have is It's Watching by Lindsay Curry. Everybody knows that I'm a huge Lindsay Curry fan, and I am so excited that she has a horror book coming out this year. She does have another mystery coming out. It is the second book in the one from last year, but I so missed having a horror book last year. So I am like super excited that we are getting another horror book. And it is a ghost story type book. Looks like just like all her other ones seem to be. So this one says on Halloween night, Josie and her two best friends, Jackson and Allison, sneak into an infamously haunted Bachelor Grove cemetery. They are hoping to prove the existence of a famous ghost to secure a coveted editorial spot on the school's newspaper. Instead, they are chased out by a security guard before they gather any evidence, or so they think. Later, a sinister meme appears on their phones. It's an image of the Phantom Farmhouse, an evil apparition rumored to appear to unlucky visitors of Bachelor Grove, luring them in and never letting them out, with the words "I'm watching" dripping down the screen. Soon, strange and scary things begin to happen all around them when a second meme from the same number arrives, this time with a countdown. They realize they only have 3 days to figure out who is terrorizing them. As they investigate, the trio must use their journalistic skills to uncover the truth or risk becoming part of the graveyard's sinister past forever. Sounds really good. It's 320 pages and it comes out February 4th. And I have an e-arc of this and I was so trying to get to it and I didn't. And I don't know if I'm going to have room to fit it into February, but I can't wait to read it. And it's from Delacorte Press. Also, because I know Lindsay Curry and how she kind of uh, takes from real things, I did look up and there is a Bachelor Grove cemetery and it's supposed to be like, I think, pretty haunted. So I am curious to see what uh, the thing is that they're going to be talking about in here and if it is actually something that happened because sometimes she does do that. Okay, so the next one I have is Identikill by K.R. Alexander. I know there are a lot of people that really like this author. I think this author is just okay, but I wanted to put it on here in case there are some people that are watching that really like this author. And so this one says one twin died, one twin lived, but did the dead twin ever let go? Basically, this one is about a girl who has a link to her dead twin who refuses to go away and wants to take control. It's not like a lot of information on here. It does come out February 4th. It's 176 pages, so, definitely an easy read. And this one is from Scholastic Inc. So, here we go. Okay, this next one, calling all my James Ponty fans. There is a new City Spy book coming out this year. I am still trying to catch up on this one. I'm only on number 3, but I wanted to put it on here anyway because I know there are a lot of fans of this series. And so, I don't know if I should say a whole lot about this one. I don't know if it's going to spoil anything, but it looks like Cairo, the newest member of the City Spies, takes the lead when his sister disappears in Istanbul. And this one is basically, or this series is basically about a bunch of uh, young middle graders who are spies, and they work for Mother, who is this guy who takes care of them and everything. And they each have their own, like, really cool skill and everything that kind of makes them together. Also, most of them are usually orphaned or don't have family, so it's kind of a found family as well. And they're named for, so like Cairo's not his real name or her name. I don't know his. Okay, so Cairo's not his real name. That is where Mother found him. So they take on like the city or whatever. So you got like Brooklyn, Sydney, and things like that. So it's a really good series. What I've read so far, I can't wait to get to number 3. But yeah, so London Calling, City Spy number 6 comes out February 4th. A lot of these come out on February 4th. And it's 400 pages, so it's a little chunker. And it is from Aladdin Press. So the next one is Wicked Never Waits. It's the School for Wicked Witches number 2 by Will Taylor. And so it's perfect for fans of Wicked, Witchling, and Wizard of Oz. It's a magical adventure, friendship, feuds, and a whole lot more. I'm not going to really go into the synopsis because I don't want to spoil anything. So don't read that if you don't want to be spoiled. We'll move it. But I really enjoyed the first book. It was a lot of fun. It's about a young girl who, of course, she is a witch, but she gets sent to the school for wicked witches. She doesn't think she's wicked. She just doesn't know how to control her powers very well, and she caused a lot of chaos, and so they sent her there. So she's like working really hard to try to get out of there, but at the same point, maybe that was where she belonged or whatever. And so I'm kind of curious to see what kind of adventures she's going to get into with this second one. So this one I definitely am anticipating. So this one is 224 pages, comes out February 4th, like everything else, and it's from Scholastic. So the next one I have has no information. As you can see there, there's no information, but it is the super secret mission of to the center of the moon pie. It's number 2 in the Octagon Valley Society. I really like the first one, which was the super secret um Octagon Valley Society, I believe. It's what the first one was called. And it's just a fun one about a group of kids who find out that they have, through a bunch of tests and things that they have to go through, that they actually have some powers and things that they can use to help and everything. And um, they had to take, like, they were chosen, and then they had to go through this like thing where they were kind of picked out and everything. Like, some of them didn't make it through. Some, maybe they got to this part because they cheated, and so therefore they didn't make it very far because they don't have like the powers that they were looking for and things like that. And so yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. I just, the title is alone is fun, and the cover. But it has 304 pages, and it comes out February 4th. And a lot of these I will not be getting to in February because you all have seen my TBR. And this one comes out from Disney Hyperion and everything. But I do look forward to getting to these sometime during 2025. So the last one I have is What Fell from the Sky by Adriana Cuvez. I've read 2 of her books before. I've really enjoyed them. This is a little bit sci-fi-ish, but when it comes to middle grade, I'm pretty okay with that. And this one says it's a out of this world middle grade adventure based on true historical events. All Pineda, I'm butchering this. Matlag wants is to get through the school year, maybe pull an epic prank or two with his friends Junior, Ernesto, and Patsy. But school is disrupted when a slew of American soldiers descend upon their rural Texas town of Lariat. They'll be carrying out a training exercise and taking over everything from Pineda's school to the local government. But Pineda knows why they are really here. 4 days he's hidden the strange creature who fell from the sky in his parents' barn. He promised her he'd find her family and help her return home. But when soldiers now on every street corner and armed checkpoints across every road, reuniting his new friend with her missing parents seem an impossible task, especially when they realize that the army's presence is really a cover up to capture his alien friend being observed in a laboratory by the US government for reasons of their own, enlisting help of his friends, a black soldier adjusting to a newly integrated army, and townspeople tired of the military's destructive presence. Pineda and all of Lariat will embark on an adventure none of them could have ever expected. I'm a little curious about what this is based on true historical events and like what those events might have been and everything because I don't really believe in aliens like from the sky. So, yeah. And this one is 304 pages and it comes out February 11th. Thank you, a book that doesn't come out on the 4th. And it is from Farah Strauss and Giros. Yeah, you can see it there. And yeah, so that's all of the middle grade books that I have. So give me one moment, which will be like seconds to you. But now I got to go search up my young adult or adult, or whichever ones I have, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. I think I have around 7 or 8 of these, and I do believe they're all adult books. I don't think any of them were young adult. So, the first one I have is The Killing Planes by Sherry Rankin. It says 2 victims, 20 years apart, one elusive killer. Crescent Bluff, West Texas. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody has a secret. When a boy is found dead with the skin of a hare's head in his hand, everyone knows who killed him. Willis Newland, just released from prison after serving 20 years for an identical murder. But what if everyone's wrong? Detective Coley Newland reluctantly agrees to investigate a case that seems to involve the whole town, including her dead husband's extended family. But the deeper she digs, the more secrets she unearths, and as threats against her escalate, Coley realizes everyone is willing to kill to keep theirs. So yeah, everybody's got secrets that they will kill for. And so I don't know, that cover, I think the cover is what drew me in. I really like that cover, the colors. Okay, so a couple of these adult ones come out today, February 1st, because I am trying to get this done and up on February 1st and everything. I am so behind, but I figured it's okay. There's only a couple of them. It comes out by Thomas Mercer, and it sounds really good. And so, hey, if you think it sounds good, you can go and get it today because it comes out today. Same with this one, it comes out February 1st as well. And this is Glamour Notions by Megan Chance. And it's a costume designer's past cast a long shadow over her well constructed lies in this intriguing story about stolen identities, friendship, and betrayal. So this is a historical mystery, historical fiction, kind of all that wrapped up in one. It sounds like, and it says Hollywood, 1955. A head costume designer for Lux Pictures, Lena Taylor, hears startling confessions from the biggest movie stars. She knows how to keep their secrets. After all, none of their scandals can match her own. Lena was once Elsie Gruner, the daughter of an Ohio dressmaker. Her gifts for fashion design helped her win a coveted spot at an art academy in Rome. While in Italy, she became enthralled by the charismatic Julia, who drew her into a shadowy world of jazz clubs, code words, and mysterious deliveries. When one of Julia's intrigues ended in murder, Elsie found herself in the middle of a bewildering, sinister international plot, so she ran. After fleeing to Los Angeles, Elsie becomes Lena, but she's never stopped looking over her shoulder. Now, at her engagement to a screenwriter throws her into the spotlight, she's terrified her facade won't hold up. Will she figure out the truth about her past? Will she figure out the truth about her past before everything falls apart? And so, like I said, this one comes out February 1st. It's from Lake Union Press. And so I thought it sounded kind of interesting. You know, I'm not really into the whole like glamour like Hollywood thing that much when it comes to my reads and everything, but I don't know, it might be interesting. Now here's one I am so anticipating. I can't wait for The Wagtail Murder Club by Krista Davis. Paws and Claws Mystery number 10. I love this series. Won't be getting to it anytime soon, but I am excited that there is another one. And I mean, look at that cover. I mean, that cover is so cool. And so it says Holly Miller is on her way home from a visit with the mayor of Wagtail, Virginia, who also happens to be her grandma, when she spots something hidden out in the grass not far from her car. It turns out to be an adorable black Labrador in a cage with a note attached to his collar, dubbing him Squishy and asking the finder to care for him. Holly takes Squishy home to the Sugar Maple Inn and soon finds the lovable hotel in chaos. And another surprise waiting for her. Holly's ex-boyfriend Ben is set to check in with a group of his attorney colleagues who all seem to think he and Holly are still an item. Uh-oh. When one of Ben's fellow attorneys dies in a fall, it could be chalked up to an unfortunate accident, but when the second lawyer is murdered, Holly wonders if it could all be tied to Squishy's mysterious appearance in Wagtail. Along with her beloved furry friends Trixie and Twinkletoe, Holly has to put the pieces together to find the killer before the fiend causes another fatality. This sounds really good. And I don't know, Squishy sounds cute. I just like that name. It just makes that Labrador feel really, really big and squishy. I don't know, but yeah. Okay. It comes out February 4th, and it is from Berkeley. And I love listening to this one, so I will be grabbing this one on audio whenever I can. Unfortunately, it probably will not be February. And then we have You Are Fatally Invited by Andy Pelago, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably butchered that, so sorry. Y'all know I'm horrible with names. But anyway, it says an exclusive thriller writer's retreat hosted on a private island turns lethal when one of the authors is found murdered in this twisty locked room mystery. When renowned anonymous author J.R. Alstor hires former aspiring writer Mila the Angel, I don't know exactly how you say that. There's a little thingy up there, to host a writing retreat at his private manor off the coast of Maine. She jumps at the chance, particularly since she has an axe to grind with one of the invitees. The guest list: 6 thriller authors, all masters of deceit, misdirection, and mayhem. Confess the crimes, survive the tropes. Okay. Alistair and Mela have mastermind a week of games, trope-filled riddles, and maybe a jump scare or two. The perfect cover for Mela to plot a murder of her own. But when a guest turns up dead and it's not the murder she planned, Mila finds herself trapped in a different narrative altogether. One by one, you'll lose your turn. With a storm cutting off the island and the body count rising, Mila must outwit a killer who knowingly knows literally every trick in the book until one of us remains. Oh. So yeah, that one sounds really cool. It comes out February 11th. It is from Bantam Books. It's 384 pages. So nice. I like my thrillers to be under 400 pages, so it barely makes the cut. But it sounds really fun. Now, if they can just pull it off and it's really fun and not really boring, then I'll like it. I really like the cover. The cover's like super cool. So anybody finds this one interesting and you read it, you have to let me know if it's any good. So the next one is Tell Me You Trust Me by Ellie Owens. In a twisty and provocative thriller debut, oh, we got a debut. Ellie Owens tells the story of a young mother whose husband vanished without a trace, and their shared playlist holds the only key to bringing him back. You can tell I've forgotten what I've put on this list since I put them on here. Because I'm like, oh, this sounds good. Okay, when her husband goes missing, Marissa Creighton finds the worst. Tell me you trust me was the last thing Ethan said to her, and she shrugged it off. Now she can't get those words out of her head. Marissa's family has always been her rock, but when they come to help her with a 2-year-old Logan, their overprotectiveness borders on oppression, occupational hazard of the family surveillance business, or is it? Seeking comfort in the playlist she and Ethan shared, Marissa is shocked to find a new song, Trust Me. She's certain it's a message. Using the song title to code, she and Ethan start communicating back and forth, but she still doesn't understand why he left. When his message points to incriminating documents, her family uncovered evidence of an affair, but their discoveries come with their own baggage, including personal threats, secret bank accounts, and dusty surveillance devices. All the while, Marissa wonders whether she'll learn the truth or see her husband again. And it all sounds very intriguing to me. This one is 297 pages, comes out February 11th from Thomas and Mercer. And I am very intrigued. Okay, next up we have The Queens of Crime by Mary Benedict. And this one is historical fiction. It's a mystery. Everybody knows I like my historical mysteries. And so let's get into this one and see what it's about. London, 1930. The 5 greatest women crime writers have banded together to form a secret society with a single goal: to show they're no longer willing to be treated as second class citizens by their male counterparts in this legendary detective club. Led by the formidable Dorothy L. Sayer, the group includes Agatha Christie, Nagiel Marsh, I know I'm probably butchering that, and Marjorie Allingham, who I don't know, and Baroness Emma Orksey, which I don't know either, so I feel like I need to look them up. They call themselves the Queens of Crime. Their plan: solve an actual murder that of a young woman found strangled in a park in France who may have connections leading to the highest level of British establishment. May Daniels, a young English nurse, was on an excursion to France when with her friends, seemed to vanish into thin air as they prepared to board a ferry home. Months later, her body is found in nearby woods. Murder has all the hallmarks of a locked room mystery, which these authors are famous for. How did her killer manage to sneak her body out of the crowded train station without anybody noticing? If, as the police believe, the cause of death is manual strangulation, why is there an extraordinary amount of blood at the crime scene? Why is the meaning of the heartbreaking secret letters seemingly to implicate an unknown paramour? Determined to solve the highly publicized murder, the Queens of Crime embark on their own investigation, discovering they're stronger together. But soon the killer targets Dorothy Sayer herself, threatening to expose dark secret in her past that she would do anything to keep hidden. Inspired by a true story in Sayer's own life. Interesting. So, yeah, I'm very curious about this one. It seems like a very popular thing to do right now is to use people in history that were real and put them into a murder mystery. And this one we have quite a few, and there's some that the couple that I've never heard of, so I feel like I need to look those authors up because evidently they are real, and I should look them up. Um, I like to read the older stuff, so yeah, I'm very intrigued by that. It comes out February 11th, 320 pages, and it's from St. Martin's Press. So there we have it, The Queen's Crime. So the next one is I Die for Beauty by Amanda Flowers. It's the third book in Emily Dickinson mysteries. I like this series. It's okay, but it's not my favorite by Amanda Flowers. I really enjoyed the first one, but the second one I thought lagged a little bit. So maybe it was just second book syndrome. I don't know, but we'll see. I am still looking forward to reading this one. This is when a blaze takes both the neighbors' homes and his life. Emily Dickinson and her maid Willa have a burning desire to crack the case. I'm not sure if Willa has a burning desire to crack the case, but I know that she gets drugged into it because Emily wants to crack the case, which is kind of funny because I know that Emily Dickinson was kind of reclusive. So, but it does say Amherst, 1857. The Dickens family braves one of the worst winters in New England's history. Trains are snowbound, boats are frozen in the harbor. Emily and her maid Willa will have never witnessed anything like it. As Amherst's family attempts to keep their homes warm, fears fears of fire abound. These worries prove not to be unfounded as a blaze breaks out just down the street from Dickens in Kelly Square, an Irish community in Amherst. The young couple is killed, leaving behind their young child. Their death appears to be a tragic accident, but Emily finds herself harboring suspicions that there may be more to the fire than meets the eye. Emily and Willa will withstand the frigid temperatures and discover a killer lurking among the deadly frost. So this one is 352 pages, comes out February 25th, and it's from Berkeley. And I do love the covers of these books, and I am intrigued, but it's not high priority. But I will get to it sometime this year. Okay, so the last book I have is The Younger Woman by Kat Ray, and this one says a woman's confession about her husband sparks a dangerous cat and mouse game in this riveting domestic thriller, which I'm not huge on domestic thrillers. It kind of, depends. Gabby and Fred have just began to adapt to their new life as empty nesters when Gabby makes a stunning realization she can't stand her husband. Oh. One night at a bar, Gabby meets an enigmatic younger woman named Ellis, and in a haze of drunkenness, she confesses that she wishes Fred dead. Surely she didn't expect anything to come of it, but when she tries to track Ellis down again, she realizes that Ellis might not have been who she said she was. As Gabby begins to unravel the truth about Ellis and what Fred might be hiding, she is thrown into a whirlwind of lies and manipulations. How much is she willing to risk to expose the truth? And who is the real target? So, it sounds kind of interesting. I don't know. It's 336 pages, comes out February 25th. It's from Park Row. And so we have the last one, A Younger Woman by Kat Ray. And there you have it. All the books that I thought sounded interesting or I am anticipating. If you would like to know what my list looks like, where I keep all of my information, this is it. I have a Google Doc and I have middle grade and the months separated out of what I've found, what I've come across during the year. When I hear of something, I put it on the list or I look on NetGalley and I find them. This one, like I only have up, I don't even have anything for September. I have one for October. And then I have my adult and young adult that I put together, and it's the same thing. So that's how I keep track of any of the, like I said, anticipated or other books that I think sound good. And I miss a lot of things. I don't check as regularly as I probably should. But I hope you do find the books that I find interesting anyway. So there you have it. Quite a few books. This one was definitely longer than January. I found a lot more kind of fun books that sounded really good in February. And let me know. Did you find any of these interesting? Are you going to add any of these to your TBR or tag them on Libby like I do? Most of the time, I tag them and hope to get to them at a later time during the year because I never can get to the books that I anticipate or think sound good in the actual month that they come out. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!